A few weeks back, I was on ABC radio talking about the charity aspect of what we do here at Real Steel Rescue, and a fellow by the name of Brian contacted the station and asked to be put in touch with us. I went out there yesterday into the Western Downs and caught up with Brian to talk to him about his enormous Holden collection and his passion for that particular brand of car. And during the course of that conversation, we went for a bit of a walk out in the paddock, and sitting out there all on its lonesome was a car that I have always wanted. And when Brian said that he was going to sell it, I was more than keen to jump on it. I've hooked up the car trailer today. We're heading back out into the Western Downs to pick up this 80s classic car, and we're going to use this one as a bit of a restoration project here on Real Steel Rescue. It should be a really exciting journey. Stay with us because it is a pretty epic car. If you grew up in the 80s, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, a 1987 R30 Skyline. Now this particular one, I'm not sure if it's mocked up as a silhouette or if it is a silhouette, but it's got everything on it to indicate that it is. So it's got the ROH white mags, it's got the Momo steering wheel, it's got the SVD stickers on the back, it's got the right body kit. It's missing a few bits and bobs, so I just need to have a look at the provenance of the vehicle. But we got this car for an absolute song. So even if it's not an original silhouette, this is still a pretty cool piece of Australian history, and I've always loved this model car. The RB30 engine, I don't know, there's just something about that engine that's really cool. They're popular in the VL Commodores, and these are just as potent a car with that same engine in it. So we're going to load it up onto the trailer and get this old girl back to the shed, see if we can get it running, and this is going to be our little project. Now it does need a lot of work. There's rust in it. It's the curse of a Nissan from the 80s. So hopefully we can save it. If not, we'll restore it using another body or something like that. So this is going to be fun. Stick with us, and we'll get it back to the yard. Righto, ramps are all in, straps are all done up. I flicked them and said it ain't going anywhere. I haven't actually looked in the car yet. I've opened the door, checked the gear stick, took the handbrake off to get onto the trailer. Going into this completely sight unseen, but for the price we paid for it, we've really got nothing to lose. So let's get it back to the shed and we'll rip it apart and have a look. We'll see you back there. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the car that I went and collected this morning. It is a 1980s model Nissan Skyline. What model it is exactly, I don't know. It could be a mock-up. I haven't really looked that far into it. It does have the Borg Warner rear diff, the 5-speed and the RB30. So it is a mock-up or an original 4-door Skyline built in Australia by Nissan. We're going to have a bit of a look in a moment at what it is I've actually bought, because I didn't even really open the doors. I hooked the winch on, towed it onto the trailer, paid the $500 to Brian, and off I went. Now, Real Steel Rescue isn't about finding the most desirable car when restoring it. It is about finding a car and spending time with your mates working on it. And that's what we're going to do with this. We're going to invite people down to the shed, we're going to have a tinker and spin a yarn, and over the coming year, we're going to restore this back to a roadworthy condition. And along the way, we're going to be guided where the build goes by the viewers. So if we throw a video up and you comment on what colour paint it is, if red happens to be the one we go with, then red it is. And at the end of that process, we're going to give it away to one of our subscribers. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, because in a couple of months' time, you could be owning a pretty cool piece of Australian motoring history from the 80s. As for the car right now, I've got to clean it out. I haven't even popped the boot, the bonnet, or anything like that and had a good look. So I don't even know what's in it. There could be 10 spiders, or it could be 20 spiders and a brown snake. I don't know. I'm going to find that out. So let's grab some gloves and cleaning gear, and we're not going to see if it starts. We're going to see if it's sanitary. We'll give it a wash. That's the first step. Starting, it'll come down the track. So let's get into it. So, sticking my head in the engine bay for the first time, there is a couple of worrying signs. The big one being the rust on the seams of the firewall there. That is a problem I'm going to cross later on, because right now I just want to find out whether we have an RB30 powered Pintara or an actual Skyline. So I've had a look at the build plate here, and our engine spec on that is an RB30. So it looks like this is a Rigididge 4-door Australian built Skyline. Our compliance plate on the other side of the engine bay reflects that information with a build date of 1987, and it was built by Nissan Australia. So everything is pointing towards this being a Skyline. I don't think it's a Silhouette. I think it's been mocked up. However, having a 5-speed manual RB30 Skyline is still pretty cool. So we're going to keep cleaning it out. I'm going to pop the boot next, have a look what's in there. Then we'll clean out the cabin, give it a wash, and then that's the first step in the restoration of this car done. This is ominous. I've just popped the boot and there is a black sheet of plastic in the back of this car. So let's, whew. It's not what I thought it was. It's actually pretty cool. So it looks like we've got here another cylinder head for an RB30. What have we got? Oh. That is a steering column with the Nissan Silhouette. Oh. Righto, so that's the first thing. We've got the an original Silhouette steering wheel. Now the beauty of this sort of stuff is that we might be able to sell it to actually put back into this project, because I don't know if you know, but Real Steel Rescue is actually a charity and we make our money through the YouTube content. So the more people that subscribe to the channel, the more money we make, the more that we can restore these cars, take people out and do motorsport experiences. It's still early days still, but the concept is working. So we'll put this to the side for now because we don't know the condition of this engine. It is handy to have a spare, but it is good to know that we've got another cylinder head sitting here ready to go. Oh, and a distributor. Look at that. So that's a handy spare part to have. Whew. Righto, what else we got? Got a rusty old camshaft here. Now, this is the other thing, is that from what I understand, the Silhouette RB powered Skylines had a different cam in them and different compression. So I'm gonna have to have a look at the engine number and stuff and see if we can figure out the provenance of that. If you know anything about it, let us know. It'd be handy. But we've got a spare camshaft and some dirty old coilovers that look like they've seen better days. Okay, what else we got? Concreter's trowel. That'll come in handy for when we apply all the bog to all the rust holes. No, just kidding, we're not going to do that. A bush kit. Okay, so this is a box of, see now that's all Nissan stuff. So that's off a Patrol, probably common to this, early model GQ. So good to know that we've got some bushes. What they're off, I don't know. But either way, some of them look like they're knackered. But we'll just pop them to the side. Okay, what else we got? We've got the bottom of an airbox. Do we have the top of the airbox? It does not look like it, but that's okay. Something's a bit ripe in here. We've got a bit of it's a scuttle panel by the look of it. Oh, don't know what was in that water. Right. So, power steering setup for an RB. This is really good. We've got some spare parts coming our way. A set of headers. Don't know what they're off, but it's got the mass airflow sensor in it, which is the same as the RB30 mass airflow plug. So I dare say they're off an RB30. Some more trowels for when we do our panel work. Ooh. Handle of a grinder, radiator hose, fan belt, some more plastic trim, a glove box, some bushings. Ugh, looks like the rats have had a good time in there. More rags. Ugh. Whew. She's mice have been living here by the look of it. Cross member. So just from this, I'm going to go ahead and say that someone's pulled a car apart and rebuilt them. So we got these tail lights aren't the original ones that were in it, so that's got some like wreckers marks on it, stuff like that. We've got some trim, but it's the original paint on the inside. So I mean, it's not like it's an unoriginal car. It's just that someone's done some stuff to it over the years, whether they've taken like a TI or whatever, but we'll figure it out. Some more trim. Oh, some exhaust shrouds. That's a console. Bit of a trunk. Oh, now it's no Skyline if it doesn't have a pod filter on it. Why wouldn't I find one in there? Good old pod filter. Gives you all the performance. Oh, and another telltale sign that the old speaker wire that's just been duct taped in onto the back of the spring mechanism for the boot lid. So, oh, hang on, here we go. Now we're talking. We've got a some kind of power supply here that's just the old twist and tie to, I dare say, tail lights. So there's some wiring there that needs to be chased as well. I don't know what the go is with that, but these definitely are not OE tail lights. Someone's made a dog's breakfast of this, and then they've just glued the lights in. Righto. All this can go down the tip. We'll chuck that in the ute. Righto, so we've cleaned the boot of our Skyline out, and yeah, there's more rust in the boot. It's not a massive amount, but still it's cleaned through, so there's going to have to be some rust repairs done there. But we had some spare parts in the boot, so that's good. So there was a cylinder head, some extractors, power steering pump, some electrical stuff, a few bits and bobs in there, which if this engine's good, we might end up having to sell those, because I don't know if you know this, but YouTube is our sole source of income. We're a registered charity, and we use the content we make to actually generate income. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, the best way to help us. But that's the boot done. It does have a couple of standard Skyline-y things in it, like the subwoofer power lead sitting there. It's got some leads going up into the panel on the back for speakers that have just been duct taped in. The tail lights, I think, have been swapped out at one stage, and they've just done the old twist and tape, so there's some electrical work to be done. But let's move on to looking inside the car and see what we got. Oh, I'm just waiting for the day that I find a hissing rope in a car. It's not going to be cool. Righto, what do we got? Oh, here we go. So we've got, oh yep, the old tally hose. Tui's extra dry. Some spare globes, some nuts and bolts. But that is our glove box there. But as you can see, the floor here, that's not cool. Whether that's just a bit of moisture or it looks like it might be rust, we're gonna have to pull the trim out and see what's going on. Seats are a little bit secondhand, so just over the years they're a bit untidy, so we're going to have to find something to do with them. The passenger seat doesn't look too bad actually, but it's correction, it's not a Momo steering wheel, it's an Auto Technical one. And if this odometer is anything to go off, she's done 219,000. So there you go. But in terms of the dash layout, I'm not too au fait with Skyline stuff, so if anyone knows anything about these cars, then let us know. Another front guard. What do we got here? More bits and bobs. Battery bracket. I don't think that's an OE one. This is like a aftermarket jobby. And a passenger door that doesn't open. Oh. Oh, hello. This might be a bit of a telltale sign as to who owned the car. Let's have a look. See what we can see here. It might give us a little bit of history about the car. So that's pretty cool, ladies and gentlemen. So just by rummaging through the center console, found this old registration certificate from 2011. So actually not that long ago. And it's registered as a Nissan Skyline. It's still got the number plates on it. So as of the 9th of July 2010, this was registered as a Nissan Skyline, and it's actually got the body number on it. So I'm going to correspond that. So I'll put that to the side. We'll see what else we got. Righto, so here we've got the Suncorp Bank, 9th of July 2010. So this fella here from Slacks Creek purchased a Nissan Skyline sedan with the VIN CJR31V559954, which matches the registration certificate there, and he paid his insurance. So this was insured and registered as a Nissan Skyline, and this is the roadworthy for it, and it was roadworthy as a Nissan Skyline. And this one here, what's this one? Tax invoice. So she's had her clutch replaced on the 22nd of July 2010. Maybe the owner got a little excited and started doing burnouts. So here we have it, ladies and gents. We've got an insurance certificate, a roadworthy certificate, and two registration certificates that point us in the direction of this actually being a Skyline. Now it does have the body and the VIN number on it. So what we're going to have to do is actually jump online or see if we can get a book from somewhere to see if the corresponding VIN number, which is CJR31V59954, is an actual Skyline VIN number. Because if that's the case, then we've got a Skyline, but it just needs a lot of love. So I'm going to grab the pressure washer, give the old girl a wash, and then I'm going to head into the computer and see what I can dig up. Rightio, so we have got the pressure washer all finished and done, and the Skyline is looking a little bit cleaner. Simply by tidying up this mess, we have learnt a fair bit about the car. It is an R31 RB30 5-speed manual Australian built Nissan Skyline. And coincidentally, the mandrels on the pop rivets were corroded through and it fell off when I hit it with the pressure washer. So I'm going to go inside and decode this a little bit more. I'm also going to see if I can get in touch with the original owner, because it's always interesting finding out the car's provenance, where it's from, who owned it, and that sort of stuff. And the person that owned this car last might be able to tell us some stories about it. And don't forget, this is a community build. So if you are sitting at home and want to come and tinker in the shed, get in touch with us at contact@realsteelrescue.com.au. and we can try and get you down for a shed night here or there and get you involved, get your hands dirty and have a yarn about what's going on in your life. But more importantly, if you are an industry expert, a mechanic, a panel beater, or an auto electrician, sing out, because knowledge is how we empower ourselves. I would love to pick your brains to see if I can learn anything new. I don't have any automotive trade qualifications I've pretty much learnt on the job. My background is being a soldier and a police officer, and I've used tinkering on cars as a way of managing my mental health. So if you work in the industry, sing out, and hopefully everyone can learn something, and it might empower others to actually have a crack at tinkering on an old car. So don't forget, ladies and gents, this is a community build, and at the end of it, we are going to be giving it away to a subscriber. So the best thing you can do to help the channel and possibly get this car in your driveway is to subscribe. I'm going to head off because there's thunder in the distance and a bit of lightning. I don't want my camera gear to get wet, but until next time, don't forget, keep it real.